A ghost city is a place that was once a bustling urban center, but now stands empty and abandoned. These cities are often a haunting reminder of the transience of human settlements and the impact of changing economic fortunes on communities. Ghost cities can be found all over the world, and they offer a unique glimpse into the past, reminding us of the human cost of industrialization and urbanization. Some ghost cities are famous tourist destinations, while others are remote and hard to access. While there are many places in the world that could be considered ghost towns or abandoned cities, here are 10 such examples of major ghost cities. 1. Pripyat, Ukraine. Pripyat was once a thriving city of nearly 50,000 people, but was abandoned after the Chernobyl nuclear disaster in 1986. The city was located only a few kilometers away from the Chernobyl nuclear power plant and was evacuated within hours of the disaster. The radiation released from the nuclear plant caused widespread contamination of the area, making it unsafe for people to live in the city. As a result, the entire population of Pripyat was evacuated, and the city has remained abandoned ever since. Today, Pripyat is a popular destination for tourists and photographers who are interested in exploring the eerie and deserted buildings, including the amusement park, the hospital, and the abandoned apartments. Despite the high levels of radiation in the area, there are organized tours that allow visitors to explore the city while taking the necessary safety precautions. 2. Centralia, USA. Centralia was once a small coal mining town in Pennsylvania, USA, but has been largely abandoned since the 1960s due to a coal mine fire that has been burning underneath the town for decades. The fire started in 1962 when the town's landfill was set on fire, and the fire spread to an underground coal seam. The fire has been burning ever since, and has caused the ground beneath the town to become unstable, with smoke and toxic gases rising to the surface. The state of Pennsylvania has declared the town unsafe and has ordered the evacuation of most of its residents. Today, only a handful of people still live in the town, and most of its buildings have been demolished or abandoned. Despite its abandonment, Centralia has become a popular tourist attraction, with visitors coming to see the deserted streets, abandoned buildings, and the eerie smoke rising from the ground. The town has also been the inspiration for several movies and video games, including the popular Silent Hill franchise. 3. Kolmanskop, Namibia. Kolmanskop was once a thriving diamond mining town in Namibia, but has been abandoned since the 1950s. The town was established in the early 1900s when diamonds were discovered in the area, and it quickly grew into a prosperous community with a hospital, school, casino, and even a bowling alley. However, as the diamond reserves started to run out, the town's population began to decline, and it was eventually abandoned in the 1950s. Today, the town remains deserted, with sand dunes slowly encroaching on the abandoned buildings. Despite its abandonment, Kolmanskop has become a popular tourist destination, with visitors coming to explore the eerie and deserted buildings, including the grand colonial-style houses, the hospital, and the old diamond sorting house. The town's unique blend of African and European architecture and its history as a diamond mining town make it a fascinating place to visit and a reminder of Namibia's colonial past. 4. Humberstone, Chile. Humberstone was once a saltpeter mining town in northern Chile, but has been abandoned since the 1960s. The town was established in the late 19th century when saltpeter, a key ingredient in fertilizer and explosives, was discovered in the area. Humberstone quickly grew into a prosperous mining town, with a population of over 3,500 people, and it became one of the largest saltpeter mining towns in Chile. However, as synthetic fertilizers were developed in the mid-20th century, the demand for saltpeter declined, and the town was eventually abandoned in the 1960s. Today, Humberstone is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and has become a popular tourist destination, with visitors coming to explore the abandoned buildings, including the town's theater, school, church, and hospital. The town's unique architecture, which combines British, French, and Chilean styles, and its history as a saltpeter mining town make it an important cultural and historical site in Chile. 5. Krakow, Italy. Krakow was a medieval town in southern Italy but was abandoned due to natural disasters, including landslides and earthquakes. The town is located on a hilltop in the Basilicata region of Italy and was inhabited for over 1,400 years before it was abandoned. In the mid-20th century, a series of landslides and earthquakes caused significant damage to the town's buildings, making them unsafe for habitation. The residents were forced to evacuate, and the town has remained uninhabited ever since. Today, Krakow is a popular tourist destination, with visitors coming to explore its abandoned buildings and medieval architecture. The town has also been used as a location for several movies, including Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ. Despite its abandonment, Krakow remains an important cultural and historical site in Italy. 6. Pyramiden, Norway. Pyramiden was a Soviet-era mining town that was abandoned in 1998. The town was established in the early 20th century by Sweden, but was later sold to the Soviet Union in 1927. The town was primarily used for coal mining and at its peak had a population of over 1,000 people. However, after the fall of the Soviet Union in the 1990s, the town became unprofitable and was eventually abandoned. The residents were given a month to leave, and many of them left their possessions behind, leading to the town being frozen in time with many of its buildings and infrastructure remaining intact. Today, Pyramiden is a popular tourist destination, with visitors coming to explore its abandoned buildings, including its school, hospital, and cultural center. It is also home to a hotel that serves as a base for visitors to explore the area's unique Arctic landscape and wildlife. 7. Varosha, Cyprus. Varosha was a popular resort town on the island of Cyprus, but has been abandoned since 1974. The town was located in the city of Famagusta on the eastern coast of Cyprus and was once a favorite destination for celebrities and wealthy tourists. However, during the Turkish invasion of Cyprus in 1974, the town was evacuated and has remained empty ever since. The Turkish military has since occupied the area, and the town has been fenced off and closed to the public. Despite its abandonment, Varosha remains an important symbol of the conflict between the Greek and Turkish communities on the island of Cyprus. The town is also a source of controversy, with both Greek and Turkish Cypriots claiming ownership of the area. Efforts to resolve the conflict and restore the town to its former glory have been ongoing for decades, but have yet to reach a resolution. 8. Hashima Island, Japan. Hashima Island was a coal mining town off the coast of Japan, but has been abandoned since 1974. The island, also known as Gunkanjima, Battleship Island, was once home to a large coal mine that was operated by Mitsubishi. At its peak, the island was home to over 5,000 people, but as the demand for coal decreased in the 1960s and 1970s, the island's population began to decline. The mine was eventually shut down, and the island was completely abandoned in 1974. Today, Hashima Island is a popular destination for urban explorers and photographers who are interested in its abandoned buildings, including apartment blocks, schools, and even a movie theater. The island has also been used as a location for several movies, including the James Bond film, Skyfall. Despite its abandonment, the island has been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and remains an important cultural and historical site in Japan. 9. Oradour-sur-Glane, France. Oradour-sur-Glane was the site of a massacre during World War II, and the town has remained abandoned as a memorial to the victims. On June 10, 1944, a German Waffen-SS unit massacred 642 men, women, and children in the town, burning the buildings and leaving the town in ruins. After the war, it was decided that the town would be preserved as a memorial to the victims of the massacre, and a new town was built nearby. Today, the ruins of the old town remain untouched, with the streets, buildings, and even the cars left as they were on the day of the massacre. The town serves as a powerful reminder of the atrocities committed during World War II and the importance of preserving historical sites as a way to remember and honor the victims. 10. Wittenoom, Australia. Wittenoom was an asbestos mining town in Western Australia, but has been abandoned since the 1980s. The town was established in the 1940s, and at its peak, it was home to over 20,000 people. However, as the health risks associated with asbestos exposure became more widely known, the town's population began to decline, and the mine was eventually shut down in 1966. Despite the health risks, some residents stayed in the town, and it continued to operate as a tourist destination for several decades. In the 1980s, the Western Australian government declared the town unsafe and ordered the evacuation of all residents due to the high risk of asbestos-related diseases. Today, the town is a ghost town, with most of its buildings demolished or abandoned. The surrounding area has also been declared a contaminated site, and entry to the town is prohibited due to the health risks associated with asbestos exposure. These cities were abandoned for various reasons, including environmental disasters, economic decline, war, and natural disasters. Despite being abandoned, many of these cities remain important cultural and historical sites and continue to attract tourists from around the world. Ghost cities hold a special place in our history and provide insight into the complex social, economic, and political factors that shape urban development. They remind us that even the most thriving cities can fall, and it is up to us to learn from the past and create a more sustainable future for ourselves and future generations. Thanks for watching.